What's up guys? Today's tutorial is going to be on how to whip a dirt bike, motocross bike, whatever you want to call it. I guarantee you, doesn't matter if you're a beginner, novice, intermediate, or advanced rider, I'm going to give you 5 tips, and tip number 5 is so top secret that I would almost promise you haven't heard it before. So stay tuned, we'll get right into the video. If you're into wakeboarding, snowboarding, motocross, mountain bikes, any type of action sport, consider subscribing to the channel because that's really where my content is going to be focused on. But without further ado, here's how you whip a dirt bike. All right, so those of you that have tried this before are gonna know the feeling of when the rear end wants to go the opposite direction of which way you're whipping. And that is because you need to have your weight centered on your bikes, guys. I can't stress this enough. Make sure you are squeezing with your legs. That is the key first tip. Tip number 2 is gonna be to make sure you're committing to the jump with a slight angle. So what I mean by that is kind of like your line, if you imagine going up a clock at 12 o'clock. If you're wanting to whip in the direction that I am, then you're gonna need to go up the ramp at about, I don't know, say 11, maybe 11:30. And that way you're giving yourself a little bit of an angle off the lip, and that's gonna help you whenever you lean going up the face. So tip number 3 is gonna be to lean with your upper body. So I'm really focusing on trying to get my shoulders off the side of the motorcycle. So if you can tell where my head is, the helmet can't really align with the throttle hand. And that's gonna be something you can do whenever you start videoing yourself trying to learn the whip. You know, pause your clips and see where am I at off the face of the jump. Tip number 4 is gonna be to pull kind of toward your inside hip. So this is kind of one motion. You're pulling your bars toward your hips while you're kind of raising your legs up. So it's kind of hard to grasp at first, but guys, just keep practicing and this one will come to you. One of the most common questions I get is how do I get the bike back under me, you know, saying that I really get a good one, and maybe it kind of, you know, shocks you and they're like, wow, you know, I've never been this far out. So guys, as long as you keep the bike moving, so what I mean by that is as long as you keep it one motion, you know, you just did all this work with your hands and your hips to get the bike tweaked. As long as you let that rear tire come around, maybe even pull up a little bit with the way I'm whipping it would be with my throttle hand, I may pull up on that bar just a hair. But the effort for this trick is all done off the face of the jump. Once you start getting some mellow whips and start feeling it out, you will really understand what I'm talking about here. What goes up must come down. Here's tip number 5. I've always done this. No one ever really told me this. It's just something that I just started doing. So notice where my foot is. I'm pulling up on my shifter, and that's helping me get the bike, you know, up and elevated. So there you have it. That's how you whip a dirt bike. So leave your questions or comments, you know, let me know what's going on, and I'll kind of give you my take on what may be happening in your situation. So thanks for watching.